Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Cuts in-depth interviews. We have a very special guest joining us tonight from South Africa, Arno Van Rooyen, who is the CEO of Samba Mining. Good evening to you, Arno.
Hi, good evening, Talita. Good to spend some time with you this evening.
Absolutely. And look, you piqued our interest a couple of months ago in a few of our education reels. You were making, being a diamond miner, you were making favourable comments about lab grown diamonds. And we all know how divided this industry at the moment. So it piqued our interest, and hence the reason we wanted to have a chat with you tonight. Maybe first of all, you can give us a little bit of a background into what it is that you do in South Africa.
Yeah, I currently serve as CEO of a diamond mine, active diamond mine in South Africa. A little bit about my background is I'm actually a hedge fund manager by profession, and we started looking at alternative investments in the early 2000s, and found our way into mining as an investment, and the learning curve was significant. But we're a diamond operator, a natural diamond producer in South Africa. But we're also, the diamond industry is an industry where you can be vertically integrated, and we're integrated all the way to exporting polished stones into the US market.
So you say that's been a steep learning curve for you. What are some of the biggest takeaways that you've had in the last few years?
Well, being a hedge fund manager, we looked at the diamond industry purely from an investment point of view. And by that I mean, I didn't grow up in the diamond industry, therefore I'm not in love with the product. I'm not in love with diamonds. I have a view from a commercial, from an investment point of view, and we looked at it as an investment. It is a great investment, especially if you are vertically integrated in the diamond industry. But with lab diamonds coming onto the scene, it's skewed that view a little bit, in all honesty.
It has been a huge disruptor to the industry so far. Can you remember the first time you saw a lab diamond and what you actually thought of it?
Yeah, I remember I saw it. We were part of a cutting works in Johannesburg, in Rosebank, and the first time that I saw a lab-grown diamond, I was a little skeptical. First you look at it and it looks like a real diamond. Turns out it is a real diamond, but I looked at it and I was skeptical. I was skeptical about the demand that there would be for it. And we believed natural diamonds were the way to go, but it didn't turn out that way.
And so fast forwarding now to this point, where do you sit on lab diamonds?
Well, currently we still produce natural diamonds in South Africa as a business, but we certainly can't ignore lab-grown diamonds in terms of its market penetration, the size. Obviously, since 2022, where natural diamonds were at its absolute all-time high, it's come down by more than 33%. So the natural diamond market's been under severe pressure. And lab-grown diamonds, the demand it's absolutely surged over the past couple of years. So it's the future of natural diamonds. I think, in all honesty, the writing's on the wall. It's an end of an era.
Right. So where does that leave you with your mine in South Africa?
Um, Marketing is the rocket fuel of any business. So I think in terms of the natural diamond market, it's a marketing function, but I think it'll slowly but surely run out of runway in terms of the demand. There's a emerging market that's looking for high quality stones that's affordable, and natural diamonds and natural diamond production is unable to address that demand.
Now, as we know, the lab diamonds are chemically, physically, and visually the same. Now, I noted on one of the comments you made that you said you would even buy one for your wife because a diamond is a diamond.
Yes. It is lab-grown diamonds, although they are manufactured. They come into existence under the same exact um, formation process as a natural diamond. It's under a huge amount of temperature and pressure and heat. So a natural diamond is a diamond, and I think we've moved way beyond that already in terms of that discussion of trying to find out whether lab-grown diamonds are real diamonds. Are they real? It is a diamond. It's formed under the exact process. It's just manufactured versus what occurs naturally. The big difference is that the cost of manufactured diamonds are significantly less than mining diamonds or natural diamonds. And that's put the market under severe pressure.
So, do you think there is still a place for natural diamonds in the market? A place can exist for both?
Currently, I believe that there is still place for them to exist and coexist. I believe it's a function of marketing that will keep natural diamonds alive for uh, the short-term future, but long-term, I don't see a future for naturally mined diamonds. I think it's an end of an era. If I have to be brutally honest with you, um, there are the investment diamond spectrum, which I think there might be continued demand for the foreseeable future. I think that the market within colored stones may still have some legs. Um, I know that lab-grown diamonds, there are some color options, but natural pink, natural yellow diamonds, I believe will always be in demand for a certain sector of the market. But in terms of the breadth and the height of what the diamond market represents, um, I I can't see how natural diamonds are going to be able to compete against lab-grown diamonds in the long term at all, especially from a cost point of view.
Wow, that's very interesting. I didn't expect to come on here and have you be that, strong, feel that strongly about lab diamonds.
It's been a conversation that has been a long time coming, especially within the natural diamond producers. But if you look at the market and the segmentation of the market, there's just I said earlier that there's a surge in demand for lab-grown diamonds, and it truly is. It's a fact. It's a $23 billion US dollar market currently, valued in 2024, and they expect it to grow by 2032 to a $56 billion market. So it's lab-grown diamonds can't be ignored any longer. And if you look at it the way that I look at it, I mentioned earlier that I look at it from a financial, from a commercial point of view. There's a cost that natural diamonds, are mined at, and with fossil fuels and the way that it's mined, the cost is non-negotiable. So lab-grown diamonds are extremely competitive, and natural diamonds don't have a choice at which they will bring the product to market due to fixed cost of mining. So I don't think natural diamonds has got the legs to sustain this growth in lab grown and outgrow it at all. The market's growing. There's a demand for quality diamonds at affordable prices, and that's never going to go away.
Very interesting. Now, the critics of lab diamonds will say they're produced en masse. They don't hold their value. What do you say? How do we overcome these hurdles? Or how will people start to reframe their thoughts around this?
Well, there are some restraints in terms of the natural diamond production. One of which is just the energy consumption that's required to produce lab-grown diamonds, and that is certainly a hurdle. The cost of production for lab-grown diamonds. I don't know if they'll remain as affordable as we find them right now, if the scale increases and demand for it increases. So that's certainly, in my opinion, the only inhibitor of cost and growth within the lab-grown diamond sector is the way that it's produced just has an incredible amount of energy that's required. But I foresee that that's the only hurdle. Where in the case of naturally grown diamonds, the cost of mining, cost of labor, and fossil fuel diesel prices, if I have to look at some of the costs that some of the costs have doubled in a matter of 6 years, for some of our production costs or elements of our production cost. So there's no ways of being able to produce naturally grown diamonds cheaper.
Very hard to absorb those costs. Mined diamonds have been pushed down because of the growth. Is this because of the growth of labs, essentially, or because of these rising costs, or the combination of
I believe it's a
factors?
combination of factors. I also believe that the process of producing lab-grown diamonds are significantly cheaper, and therefore they're able to bring them to market at a cheaper price point. And due to the demand of a growing sector of younger generation, people that don't necessarily value natural diamonds in the same way that an older generation does, and a generation that's looking for quality at affordable prices. That's unfortunately that's where the market's going, and the writing's on the wall. It's just you can't ignore it anymore.
I guess we've likened it to a gold rush over the last few years in the lab diamond industry. There are a lot of different manufacturers jumping on board. We're seeing a lot of pretty average quality lab diamonds out there as well. And some of these manufacturers going bankrupt recently. Do you think this needs to happen before prices stabilise? Will there be a stabilisation of prices as a result of this?
Lita, I believe that stabilization of the market is inevitable. It will stabilize. The environment can't remain turbulent like that. I think when growers, those who are able to grow diamonds at an effective, high quality, good value, they'll remain in the market. I don't believe that. It's like most industries, or when there's a gold rush, everybody climbs on board and tries their hand at it. And those who either have
Yes.
those who have the resources to outlast the rush, they'll always be there. So I believe that there will be stabilization, in the diamond price. Whether the natural diamond sector will remain under severe pressure, I don't think that there's going to be. I believe prices will continue to go down over time.
And just finally, in terms of production, I guess critics would say that lab diamonds are produced en masse. However, you noted in one of our conversations that mined diamonds are actually produced at a higher rate. Is that correct?
Talita, yes. To my knowledge, the mine diamond sector or natural diamond sector still produces more annually than the lab-grown sector at the moment. You're talking about significant businesses, significant mines that are still producing currently. Whether that will remain like that, I can't see that it would. I'm convinced that the lab-grown diamonds will eventually surpass production.
Okay, so I guess in light of our conversation, are you going to be keeping your mine running?
Yes, we will. There's a lot of other factors than just looking at it from a financial point of view. There's an ethical point of view in terms of looking after people. There's a social responsibility, creating jobs, especially in environments like we find ourselves in South Africa, where job creation is certainly a consideration in terms of how you apply investment funds. So yes, we will continue our mine, and I suppose we will continue till I think the mining cost just becomes non-competitive, and then you have no choice. But there are different considerations in terms of keeping our mine productive, and we're fortunate. Our production of our stones are of a high jewel quality, and as long as there's, I spoke a little bit earlier. As long as there's a demand for colored stones, pink stones, yellow stones. There's always going to be a market that's looking for that. Whether it's economically viable to continue mining, currently I don't know.
Okay, this has been a very insightful discussion, Arno. Arno Van Rooyen, thank you very much for your time tonight.